Well, Kamala Harris finally picked her vice president. His name is Tim Walz, but who is he and why is he so bad for the United States? We're covering this story and so much more here on Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. This segment is sponsored by Goldco, providing Americans a real pathway to protect their retirement and savings with gold and silver at vnngold.com. My name is Elijah Schaefer. Let's start the show. Well, Breitbart reports the inevitable happened. Kamala Harris chose her vice president, and it wasn't Josh Shapiro. Now, those on the left and the right are already claiming anti-Semitism. Yeah, well, that's not the case. In fact, she had to choose a white man, and I might even say he's a DEI hire, because she had to appease those pro-Hamas, anti-Israel protesters. Can't choose a Jew, am I right? Now, as jokes aside, Tim Walz was chosen, and a lot of you may know him from Minnesota, but most of us don't. So who is he and what did he do and why is he so bad for Americans? Well, Breitbart reports that Tim Walz failed to stop BLM riots as Kamala Harris solicited bail money. Let's talk about it. This story by Joel Pollock. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, who was reported Tuesday to be the likely running mate for Vice President Kamala Harris, failed in 2020 to anticipate and react to riots in Minneapolis after the death of George Floyd at police hands. The violence, which led to the destruction of police precinct, widespread looting, and, of course, the spread of riots nationwide, give or take a few deaths, but those don't matter because I'm pretty sure they were white people, and we don't care about those anymore. The violence led to the destruction of a police precinct, as the Minneapolis Star-Tribune reported that the mayor, Jacob Frey, blamed Walz for failing to respond. Wow, people blaming each other? Liberals not taking responsibility? I'm shocked. In an interview Monday, Frey said that Walz hesitated to send in the National Guard to quell the growing violence and then blamed him for allowing the city to burn. Frey said he immediately telephoned Walz at 6:29 p.m., relayed information, and asked him to send in the National Guard. We expressed seriousness of the situation. The urgency was clear, Frey said. He did not say yes, Frey said of Walz. He said that he would consider it. So you're telling me in a time of ultimate civil unrest, kind of like what we're seeing in the streets of London, Southport, Birmingham, and the rest of the United Kingdom, could happen again here in the United States. And the last guy that was in charge of the George Floyd riots, he couldn't even send in the National Guard because he didn't want to upset black people. How are you supposed to unite all Americans, Mr. Walz, if you can't even do what's right for the citizens of your nation, all because you're afraid of offending a select few? Well, that's not even the worst of it, unfortunately. And like I say, I'm not happy that he's such a bad pick because, well, as an American, wanting your government to fail is like wanting your pilot to be a DEI hire. I don't think we all want that. Now, check this out. Kyle Becker from Trending Politics reports all of these sad situations that this guy has been in. He says Kamala Harris has selected Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her VP choice. Now, who is he? Let's take a quick look. Viewer discretion is advised. No, I'm just kidding. It just sucks to suck this badly. He fueled the BLM riots in 2020. Rioters looted and wrecked Minneapolis, did not deploy National Guard to avoid angering base. Yikes. While crime dropped nationally, MNs went up. MM is short for Minnesota, by the way, for those that are tracking. So crime is up substantially. It's like Portland or Seattle. Changed Minnesota state flag to resemble Somalia. Minnesota, of course, was redistricted and gerrymandered from the Obama administration, intentionally importing so many Muslims. It's essentially a Muslim state. He killed old people with COVID nursing home scandal. He shut down schools, churches, and businesses, instituted draconian mask mandates. He oversaw the largest COVID fraud scheme in the country with $250 million stolen. He squandered $17.6 billion budget surplus, raised taxes. Minnesotans have been fleeing the state. The Minnesota groomer-friendly LGBTQ LMNOP plus people is now a sanctuary state for trans children. He also pushes youth trans surgery. He's obsessed with little kids' genitals. That's disgusting. He also wants little kids to be able to have access to hormone therapy. To me, I'm just going to say this, if you're into that kind of shit, you should be shot, but that's just between you and me. Maybe you like kids getting abused, but if that's you, then this network's probably not the best thing to watch because here at Vigilant News, we care about our children. He also has the quality of Minnesota K-12 schools fell to the lowest in 30 years. Soldiers accused Walz of embellishing and selectively omitting facts about his military career. Fellow soldiers accused him of quitting on them. He got a DUI in 1995 going 96 in a 55 speed zone. That's actually the only cool thing about him. No, I'm totally joking. Nothing cool about drunk driving. But going fast, well, we're going to be on a fast decline in our nation if this guy takes charge. And he praises socialism. Everything has declined under this guy. It feels like we are just in one giant joke of a nation. Now, obviously, these people are in charge of the country, and it's very difficult to know what's next as the economy continues to crumble. They call it the Kamala crash. The US dollar is falling in value. That's why so many Americans are trusting gold and silver to carry their retirement and their savings into the next year. I look to the best in the business. That's my friends at Goldco, who are helping patriots across the country guarantee that their money doesn't lose value. Goldco has helped thousands of Americans place over $2.5 billion in gold and silver, and they are my top choice for my savings. Right now, they're offering up to a 10% instant match in bonus silver with a qualified account. So don't wait. Visit vnngold.com. That's vnngold.com. Don't let the chaotic world get in the way of your livelihood. Learn how you can protect your money before it's too late at vnngold.com. That's vnngold.com. Now, Steve Guest put a flashback saying this, well, it looks like it's not just this situation, but he also, Tim Walz said, we should give illegals ladders so they can get over the border wall. Listen to this.
And I think seeing a plan that's out there, talking about it with folks, knowing that he's not going to do anything. He talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory. That's not how you stop this. And I think...
Yeah, okay, so he wants to invest in a ladder factory. This guy really does love Americans. Now, DC Drano, a very popular account, posted this video, which I hope it doesn't play with sound for a second. This is what our country is like. A bunch of liberal women on a train going, oh, Kamala's brat. Oh my gosh, Tim Walz is he's lit, he's fire, he's a G. And as the fire isn't really in the choice, it's burning behind them as our cities crumble and collapse. I'd love to know your thoughts below on what you think about this choice for vice president. Do you think that the choice of not choosing Josh Shapiro had anything to do with anti-Semitism? Or was it just the fact that they needed to choose a white guy to appeal to the white voter base? After all, white dudes and white chicks for Kamala is the new trending word on the street. I'm Elijah Schaefer. Thank you for watching Beyond the Headlines, only on Vigilant News. Don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter at vigilantnews.com, or you can subscribe directly to our X and our Rumble accounts. We are at Vigilant News. Have a great rest of the week, as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.